EU has always seen India as a counterbalance to China, in the India Pacific and the other areas. Do you see that diluting now with the new developments, US coming in with the tariff and all that? And like India is always seen as a counterbalance to China in the region. So do you still see that?
Again, it can be politically, it can be economically. Of course, Europe is in that sense we're kind of a little bit far away from the Indo-Pacific. But I think if you look at it from a geo-economic perspective, certainly in Europe there is a growing realization that again we need to diversify our economic partnerships. I think in Europe in the past couple of years, I think we have also come to realize the reliance we have on one country in particular when it comes to imports of certain goods, and we would like to diversify that. Europe will keep trading with China, but we would like to increase our trade with others and make sure that our supply chains are more diversified, that we can get access to goods, manufactured goods, whatever, from different places. And I think, to be very honest, there are very few countries that could deliver what, for example, China has delivered to the global economy. And India is probably the best example of that. So that's why, if you're sitting back in Brussels or in Copenhagen or other European capitals and look out into the world, India is probably the upcoming alternative to what we've seen. So therefore, we will invest here, and but of course, it also requires India to play along and make itself attractive. But the opportunity is there.
Yeah, post-COVID, I think the supply chain issues have come into focus, and that is coming up at all the FTA meetings that India is having about supply chain issues. Taking forward the question on Russia and China, UN Security Council, you're there. Where do you see India's bid in that?
We have been very clear that we are supportive of reforming the UN Security Council, which also means that the participation should be broadened. And we have made it very clear that we support India's bid to have a permanent seat in the UN Security Council. No doubt about that.
Sir, EU has also time and again raised questions about the human rights in India. How do you look at this perspective?
I think first of all, it's important to recognize that Denmark, the European Union, sees India not just as a transactional economic partner, but in fact a country with whom we have we have common values. India's democracy. I think that's fantastic. You have a vibrant, sometimes noisy democracy, but it's a functioning democracy, right? And therefore, of course, when the relationship is also based to some extent or to a large extent on common values, from our perspective, that should also allow us to have frank discussions about how we do things, right? Just as we would welcome India to comment on how you see things in Europe, right? So that doesn't mean that we are overly skeptical about what goes on here, but just as friends, of course, we sometimes we would note certain things with concern, as we would do with many other countries around the world. But I think ultimately we see India as I said, as a partner, and again that's different from other countries, right? As a partner with whom we do transactional deals. No, we see you as a partner with shared values.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.